Hi everyone, Jessica here. I'm the Youth Services Librarian here at Hales Corners Library, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our first video in our series of Maker Workshop Thursday DIY tutorials on YouTube. So exciting. Today we're going to be learning how to make our very own Twirligig spinners. Aren't these so much fun? So you can go ahead and spin these, and they move up and down depending on how fast you spin them. Isn't that pretty cool? If you did not end up picking up one of our take and make kits for your Twirligig spinner, you can go ahead and craft along with us anyway if you have these materials at home with you. These are pretty simple materials. They don't require a whole lot, and it's just a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and start by opening up our kits. So if you got these from the library, your kit will include one barbecue skewer. You'll also find 8 strips of colored paper. Beautiful. And be careful, so try not to dump these out on the table. I know I probably spoke too soon. But you should also find in your kit a bead, a star-shaped bead. And at the very, very bottom, you should find 4 paper circles. Yours may be any different kind of color. Mine happen to be those colors, but there are all sorts of colors in there. So I'm excited to see what you ended up getting in your kit. So we've got all our bag materials, but you are also going to need a glue stick, and potentially a hole punch, or if you don't have a hole punch, a push pin. Either one, whichever one you're more comfortable with, or whichever one you have available on hand. So let's go ahead and get started crafting, shall we? This is pretty fun to put together. It's pretty easy too, but your fingers might get a little gluey. So the first thing that we're gonna do is take one of our colored circles, and we're just gonna put that flat on a surface in front of us. And once we've done that, we'll take 4 of our colored strips of paper in whatever order you choose. I'll be going with our red, our gold, our light green, and our blue. And then you can go ahead and put those in an X shape or a cross shape on top of your paper circle. Great, so now that we've got that all laid out, let's go ahead and glue them down. So you're gonna take your glue stick. It might help to have a piece of paper or something underneath your crafting area so you don't end up getting glue on your table or whatever surface you're working on. But we'll go ahead and we will move these out of the way so that we can glue down our strips. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a nice little circle of glue right on our colored circle, and then with these 2 strips that go left and right, I will glue them down so that they touch in the center. Just like that, and press them down nice and firm. And then I'll make another little circle of glue right on top of that, and I'll take these 2 that go up and down and do the same thing so that they meet in the middle. Just like that. Great. And now we should have something that looks like this. Next step is to fill in the gaps. So we will have our remaining 4 strips of colored paper, and we'll put our orange down, our yellow, our green, and our purple, just like that. So they'll be going diagonally in between the other 2 pieces of paper. And we can go ahead and glue those down as well. Same as last time. We'll make a nice little circle right in the middle. And then meet the 2 across from each other so that they touch in the center. Just like that. And second verse, same as the first. We'll do that again with our other 2 strips of paper. and give everything a nice firm press once you're all done. Anybody else get glue on their fingers? I have a little bit, not much. Then what we're gonna do is take another one of our colorful circles, and we're just gonna use that to kind of cement everything all together. So you're gonna stick your colored circle right in the center of where everything meets. Just like that. Beautiful, okay. So we should be left with a very colorful kind of jellyfish thing. They'll all meet in the middle, kind of sandwiched between these two colored pieces of paper. Isn't that fun? This part gets a little bit tricky, but it's kind of fun at the same time. So what we're going to do is take one more of our circles, and we're going to take the end of one of our strips of paper. You can pick whatever color you'd like, and you're gonna go ahead and put some glue on the end of that strip of paper. And then you'll meet it with your colored circle. So you can glue it to the underside of it. And then you'll have something kind of like this, where it's attached to the rest of it. But you can bring it up if you need to. It'll look something kind of like this. Then we'll do the same thing with the other side. We'll take our green for reference. You might have a different color on the other side, but whatever color is opposite the color that you just glued, you'll take your circle, you'll kind of bend it in. Try not to fold it or anything, just lightly bend it, and you'll put your glue on the other side, and you'll bring your color across from your first color. So in my case, I started with red, and I will bring my green over to meet that color. So now you should have kind of like a circle from these two pieces, and I can actually let it go and it can stand up all on its own. Then same thing, we'll take our north and south pieces this time. So I have blue, and I'll go ahead and put some glue on the end of that. And we'll bring that up to crisscross with the other two. And then we'll bring our gold up to meet all three in the center. I'll put a little glue on the end there. And we'll bring our gold in to meet our blue. Beautiful. So what we should have now is kind of this fun, it definitely looks like a jellyfish now. So we've got like a jellyfish body with some really fun little tentacles. It will be like a sphere with the colored circle on the underside and nothing on the top yet. But you should have 4 paper strips still hanging down. And like last time, we'll fill in the gaps. So we'll take one of our paper strips, put some glue on the inside, and go ahead and meet that in the center. And the other side. So we'll take our green this time, put some glue on the underside of the green, and go ahead and meet the green up with the orange. So we have this very springy, almost circle. We've got 2 pieces left. We've got our yellow, so same thing, we'll put some glue on the underside of the yellow strip. And bring that up to meet in the center. And last but not least, our purple. So purple on the underside, some glue, and our final piece of the puzzle, we'll bring the purple up to meet the yellow. And give it all a nice firm press. And we've got this nice, beautiful little bouncy ball. just like this. That's so fun, isn't it? And for the little cherry on top, we'll take our last colored circle and go ahead and put some glue on that and place it right in the center to seal everything all together. So now we've got our completed Twirligig ball. Isn't that so much fun? Well, this is fun as it is, but we should be able to put it on the skewer so that we can spin it around, don't you think? So this is where our push pin's gonna come in handy. You can go ahead and put your glue stick to the side. We don't need that anymore. And then we're gonna take our push pin and find the very center of our circle. And then I would say, if you feel comfortable, just make sure your fingers aren't right behind the push pin, or I would definitely recommend going to see if maybe one of your grown-ups wants to help you with this part, because it does get a little bit dangerous. You can accidentally prick your finger if you're not careful. So you can go ahead and push the push pin right through the center, and then go ahead and kind of wiggle it around so you widen it out a little bit. So we want a nice hole right in the center there. Great. And we'll do the same thing for the other side, but we won't make the hole as big. So we won't do the little circles to widen it out. We'll just push it right through and stop. Look good? And the next thing we'll want to do is take our skewer, and the hole where you widened it a little bit with the push pin, you want to take your pointy end of your skewer and go right through that, up through the center. Great. And the little pointy end where you didn't widen it as much just kind of rests right in there. You don't want to push it too far, but you want it to be on there. And then, okay, so here's the fun part. So mine isn't very slidey, right? It's close, and we can get it to spin, and it's very fun, but we want it to be able to move on its own. So you can do that a couple times where you can just move it up and down, or you can do the same thing we did with the push pin, and you can move it in little circles just to widen that part up a little bit and make it a little bit less resistant. There we go, nice and wide. So now it should hang pretty loosely on there. You can bounce it up and down and it'll move. And so when we spin it, it changes shape depending on how fast you spin it. Isn't that fun? I love that. But the problem is this is not very sturdy, so we need to figure out a way to kind of make it so that this will stay. That's where our beads come in handy. So we have a nice little star-shaped bead, and this part's a little bit weird, but if you have a hot glue gun and you're comfortable using a hot glue gun, I would say go ahead and use that and just put like a little bead of hot glue on the end. But we have our stars, and we take our glue stick, which I actually said we didn't need it anymore, but surprise, we do. So we are going to take our glue stick and then just kind of like fill the little part of the bead up with as much glue as we can, as much glue as we feel comfortable using. We don't want to run our parents out of glue, do we? So we'll go ahead and kind of scrape along the edge there so that you get some glue on the inside of your bead. And we'll do the other side too. And it should look something kind of like that, where you want some glue in there, but not a whole ton, just enough to keep the skewer in place. And then we'll go ahead and take our glue-filled bead and we'll push it onto the end of our spinner. You want to push nice and firm. You can even maybe give it a couple spins around. And there we go. How fun is that? And then it'll stay in place. And then you can spin it and have lots of fun without worrying about your twirligig flying off into outer space. So much fun. I hope you enjoyed this fun twirligig program. Look at that. How much fun is that? I hope you had fun building your twirligigs with me. I definitely did. And we can look forward to even more Take and Make crafts over the summer. So we are running our summer reading program all the way through August 4th. So keep an eye on the library calendar, keep an eye on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for all kinds of fun summer crafts. We have take and make kits, we have outdoor programs. Definitely keep an eye out on what's going on. I hope you had fun making your twirligigs with me today. I definitely did. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!